Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, some people would consider me a troll in the street, but now it looks like there's a troll in the publishing industry. The top-rated Amazon bestseller list features the book Reason to Vote for Democrats, a comprehensive guide. Ben Shapiro called it thorough. What's the twist? The book is empty. 266 pages are all blank, and those are your top reasons to vote Democrats. And again, the funny thing about it is, it's a top seller. The top reasons to vote Democrats, empty book, top seller. So I bring in Leanne McAdoo, even though there's no good reasons to vote Democrats. Us that voted Trump are finding that there's a lot of reasons why we did vote Trump, and they're starting to pan out. Look at all the jobs numbers that we have right here.
Right, exactly. 28,000 jobs in manufacturing, 8,000 in the government.
Well, 8,000 in government, we maybe could cut into those, but he did cut from the IRS. You got over 152,528 record number.
152,500,000.
Thank you for correcting me.
You said this wrong.
I struggle with these
millions.
Their numbers are so big.
Millions.
The job growth is so good that you can't even get it right. It's unbelievable. It's staggering.
Yes, and actually, since the inauguration, here's something else you probably have never heard. The U.S. debt has been reduced by more than $60 billion in U.S. debt reduction since Trump's inauguration. So there you go. No reasons to vote Democrat, but I think that we can all say that we're pretty thankful that the majority of America voted for Trump. He's accomplished a lot in his first 50 days.
Well, and the amazing thing about it is he's getting so much strife, throughout the first month of his presidency, going on 2 months here soon. It's amazing what he's been able to do.
Right.
And all the Democrats that are never Trumpers that want to stand up there, they want him impeached. I mean, they want him impeached. They've been crying about Russian meddling for 3 months. They've completely ignored the fact that Donald Trump has created economic growth in the form of jobs that we haven't seen in 10 years.
Right. He wasn't running on a campaign of social justice warrior activism like Hillary Clinton was trying to kowtow to that group there at the tail end. He campaigned on being the jobs president. When asked, how would you fix race relations in this country? He said jobs. And now he is beginning to fulfill his promise. And we're seeing that in these staggering numbers. So this is really good news. And people, of course, aren't going to focus on all of the good news that's out there because they think it's more interesting to talk about the fact that Kellyanne Conway put her feet on the couch rather than the fact that all of those black leaders were there meeting with Donald Trump because he was giving them, $25 billion to black colleges. That's not the news that they want you to know about, though. They don't want you to think out there to say, wow, he really is fulfilling his campaign promises and he's going to help our community. They just want you to go on Black Twitter, as they call it, and make fun of Kellyanne Conway's feet on the couch. So, I mean, we can definitely see how Trump has been fulfilling his campaign promises. But something I wanted to bring to your attention, earlier this week, they ran a Rasmussen poll, to just kind of test the waters and see if people are still with her. And guess what? They are not with her. Just like we resisted.
Excuse me, with it.
With it, not with it. Just as we resisted her there on the election day, people are still resisting Hillary Clinton. So 58% of people who would be likely voters in the city of New York, where she's, thinking about throwing herself into the mayor's race there, they don't want her to run. They're saying no, absolutely not. So they are not with her. She's not even going to win the mayoral race. We actually kind of joked about that. Like, how sad would that be if she ran and lost there?
Well, and it's funny because since the election, a lot of the Hillary bots out there, they kind of fell silent. I mean, you don't really see too much support for Hillary Clinton anymore, honestly. I see more support for Bernie Sanders than I see for Hillary Clinton. And
Oprah.
Well, there's this weird phenomenon going on right now, Leanne. At least this is kind of what I feel like is happening, where now that the presidential race is over and Trump is already in, they've given up the whole Trump versus Hillary fight, and it's just all a Trump fight now.
Right.
But there's this weird thing behind it where they kind of have accepted. There's this weird acceptance. There's this weird realization, or just something they just continued to deny during the presidential race, that now they are accepting that Hillary Clinton is a scumbag criminal witch.
And no one's protecting her now.
And when I try to talk to these people, you'll notice they don't want to talk about Hillary Clinton. They don't want to bring up Hillary Clinton. It's just anti-Trump, anti-Trump. And it's like, well, that's what you would have gotten. And that's why, to me, sometimes I go there in a debate. I say, hey, look, you may not like the fact that Trump is going to put you back to work. I'm sorry. I know that you're dreading the fact that Trump is going to get you a job and a future in America. But you know what? What was Hillary going to do for you? And then you see they back off. Oh, well, there's no support for Hillary anymore. Because I think they all realize now, once everything kind of settled, once the dust settled and we're moving forward, they kind of knew it the whole time. But now they have to accept it. Like, yeah, man, Hillary Clinton, she really was wicked. And even though Trump's president and I obviously hate him, I can't stand up for Hillary because she was really wicked too.
And then now, as they're really kind of full steam ahead attacking Trump and trying to tie him with Russian collusion and all of that, that we learn that it was Obama's Department of Justice who allegedly granted the order to do the wiretapping at the same time that the Obama Department of Justice was going out of their way to protect Hillary Clinton and to divert any attention from the fact that she and her foundation were under active FBI investigation. And so at the same time they're kind of protecting her, they are engaging in this clandestine operation, counterintelligence operation against their political operative. So Obama had his thumb on the scale, and that's why we have the mainstream media and others absolutely freaking out and trying to say, well, no, there was never any wiretapping. It was just some surveillance of some Russian characters.
Well, and you just saw that video that I did. Maxine Waters admits that Obama wiretapped Trump. Yeah, of course. See, that's the thing. It's this crazy
Maxine,
double
didn't you get the memo?
Look at this, Leanne. Look at this. Obama says elections are rigged when he's campaigning. Okay, then he wins. And then Trump says that they're rigged, and now Obama says, oh, I've never heard of rigged elections. Then Trump wins, he says Russia rigged the elections. Okay, whatever. That's just absolutely insane. That has to be the most insane thing I've ever heard. Oh, wait, hold on. It does get more insane. Obama says, well, we're worried that Russia meddled in the elections. We're going to investigate. We're going to investigate this. We're going to look into this. Maxine Waters admits it, says, yeah, the Obama administration did everything possible, which would mean wiretapping phones, checking phone records to look for Russian meddling with Trump, but then comes out again. Oh, well, there was no wiretapping.
Right.
We were wiretapping to look for Russian ties, but there was no wiretapping. Right. And then this is a news story that broke today. GOP rep Obama stayed in Capitol to run shadow government.
Yep.
A Pennsylvania congressman has accused former President Barack Obama of staying in Washington solely to run a shadow government to undermine the GOP agenda. That's U.S. Representative Mike Kelly. And there's been other members of the government that have come out and said the same thing. Maxine Waters, the big mouth bass, she couldn't help but admit it. She loves going on camera and doing anything to bring down Trump, talk about Russian ties.
Right. And this is so incredible. We said, why is he staying in D.C.? Didn't he want to go be an ESPN sportscaster or something? It's like he couldn't wait to go play golf at the end of the day. I mean, I'm pretty sure he clocked out at like 6 o'clock every day from being the president. So why is he sticking around D.C.?
Service was saying.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. He thought he would run this coup and keep all of his policies in play with this unelected shadow government that's there. And now it's all coming back to bite him, because if indeed he did use his political power and his position to wiretap and spy on the Democrats' political opponent, that is way worse.
And here's what I would say. I wish, sometimes I actually wish that I could debate the Young Turks. Like, I wish that they would actually come.
I don't even want to speak their names because that's how irrelevant they are.
Because here's the funny thing. I would say, okay, you really think, and it goes for all of them. They're just like the leaders of the alt-left or whatever, the Young Turds. I'd say, okay, you really think that Donald Trump is under Russian influence, whether it be through blackmail or this, that, or other thing, working with Putin. You really believe that. So that's a serious threat, and even you're suggesting treason. So then you would say, we have to wiretap. We have to check phone records. We have to do everything. All the people that said, oh, yes, Obama's doing everything. But now, when Trump says that this is going on, you have to deny it. This is the brainwashing. This is the epitome of your brainwashing, where it doesn't matter, even if you admit a fact, as soon as Trump wants to say that that's a fact, all of a sudden it becomes a falsity to you. That's what Donald Trump is doing. He's saying the facts that they've already said and then showing how they're brainwashed, and they deny those facts.
Right. I mean, we're seeing this liberal hypocrisy again and again. Just like they're attacking the first lady for calling for more nature and outdoors time. Now, all of a sudden, they hate nature. Insane.
And I think that Trump should continue to do this, to troll them so that they have to admit their own doublethink, double standards. Thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight. Infowars News will be back Monday, 7 p.m. Central.
In the past decade, we have witnessed unparalleled scientific discoveries in the area of health. But no one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. DNA Force is one of the most expensive formulas to produce. Some of the ingredients in DNA Force are $12,000 a kilogram. We are using the coveted, patented, only American source of PQQ, CoQ10, and more. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? Well, we're bringing you a total win-win. The ultimate value, cutting-edge, trailblazing game changer that also supports the InfoWar. We have produced a limited run of DNA Force, and it will take up to 12 weeks to produce more once we sell out. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.